Hello, Steve White, TrekBoy89 for Steve Arts89. Well, I've had a little bit of a look at what came out of the Comic Con, New York Comic Con Star Trek Universe panel. It's a little disappointing. I knew Catherine Janeway was going to be in the new Star Trek. I knew Kate Mulgrew was going to be in the new Star Trek. I knew that. But I didn't think about this much. I just assumed she was going to be in Picard. I didn't think for a second she'd be in Prodigy. Now, how this is going to work, I don't know. I mean, I guess they want to destroy the character like they did with Picard, because Janeway was authority personified. She was command. She was strong. She was professional. She was everything a great captain should be. So the idea that she's going to be in cahoots with a bunch of teenagers who steal a starship and goes on adventures with them, I don't see how they can maintain her character and put the character in that situation. I just don't see how they can make that work without destroying the character or doing something incredibly stupid, unless they do something which other people suggested, which that she might be some sort of hologram that they're using to help them captain their ship, basically. And like some people have pointed out, we still don't know if they're going to be in command of a whole starship or just a smaller ship, a shuttle, a cruiser. Who knows what it's going to be? But so apparently the panel, they had panels for the three main shows now that are in production: Discovery, Lower Decks, and Prodigy. And Prodigy is into the recording because Catherine said she was actually doing her lines. And she's very happy, and I'm guessing she would be. She's an older actress who's kind of let herself go. She doesn't have a lot of options, I don't think, for roles, because she's not the young babe, and she never was. And she's not even the sort of strong sort of character sort of thing, what she sort of had with Janeway. She sort of doesn't really have that anymore. She's aged and she's let herself go, and she just doesn't have that command and sense of authority and all that anymore about her. She was good in Orange is the New Black, but you kind of looked at her and you kind of felt sad to what happened to her compared to how she was as Janeway. I mean, the character in Orange is the New Black had some strong moments, but ultimately she was defeated and just a sort of weak character in the end. And the actress, I don't know, I don't recognise her as herself anymore. I met her a while ago, and in person she was exactly the same, but I don't know, I just, something seems to have changed, and something must have changed for her to want to be a part of this show. My understanding was she wanted to be in Picard, or was approached to be in Picard for a cameo, and she said no, she wanted more, and I thought she would have got a bigger role in Picard Season 2. They're bringing on Whoopi Goldberg and other people. I just assumed she was going to be in that. I didn't even question, I didn't ask anyone. I just assumed she was going to be in that and didn't think I needed to ask anyone any questions. And I had no idea that she's actually in Prodigy, because nobody told me, because I didn't ask. So yeah, it's I just am really disappointed in her that she's selling out her character for a role. I mean, they can't be paying her that much. I don't know what. Unless they've found some way to make it work within that story, because they say that story outline hasn't been changed, but whether it was so stupid they had to change it, and that's how they've managed to fit Janeway in, but they don't want to admit that because they never admit being wrong about Star Trek, and they screwed up Discovery and they changed it a few times but still didn't fix it. They tried to reshoot some of Picard and that didn't fix it. Lower Decks, I feel like they kind of tried to fix it at the end where they let Boilerman win. And onto Lower Decks, apparently they're still going to be staying with both Boilerman on the Titan and Mariner on the Cerritos. So I don't know how they're going to do that and give them equal time and make that work. But they're going to be focusing apparently more on the dynamic between Boilerman having a real commander and him working with him, and Mariner and her mother and how they work together. So that could be interesting, but I'm kind of curious how they're going to see that go. Discovery, they didn't really say anything, I don't think. They did show about a minute of footage, which I hadn't had a look yet. I just want to quickly just spew out my disgust at Kate Mulgrew selling out Captain Janeway to be on this show, which is, I'm convinced that's what it is. I have no proof, It's not even a rumour. It's just an assumption. After all the things we've gone through with Picard and all the other series from this era of Star Trek, there's no way they can do Janeway properly. I can't imagine they can do her in any respectful way that maintains the character's integrity. I just don't. I'd like to be surprised. I'd like to be wrong. I'd like to be deleting this video in a few months when I see the show, and they haven't done that. But I don't think it's going to go that way. So I just had to make a little rant video about that because I'm just shocked that she would do this, because I knew she was going to be in this Star Trek. Like I said, I thought she was going to be in Picard playing just an older Admiral version of herself. But I just don't see how she can be playing that same character in Prodigy with the story they supposedly have, unless she's the one chasing them or something. And maybe she's in the show because she's apparently a main character. So unless there's some sort of adversarial thing, if she's on that ship, a stolen Starfleet ship with a bunch of kids just running around endangering themselves and everyone else in the galaxy, I don't see how Janeway could tolerate that or be part of that. So I don't know how they're going to work this, which means I probably shouldn't judge. But it's just so easy with all the bad experience we've had with Discovery Season 1, 2 and now 3, where they destroyed the Federation and everything Star Trek stood for and was, and gave fans to look forward to in this fictional universe. And then, trying to fix it and basically maintaining the show through Season 2. From Season 1, the hideous Klingon Orc War. Lower Decks just being one big insult to Star Trek pretty much up until the last couple of episodes, where they started to explain and make excuses for Mariner and sort of explain why she was that messed up, and actually allowing Boilerma to actually succeed at the end and have a boss moment and actually escape the whole thing he had with Mariner, where she was just humiliating him and ruining his life and stopping him from actually moving up in command. The fact they defeated that and actually let him win, I was really shocked at that. But I'm just going to go and watch the rest of the panel. Hope I didn't miss anything. I don't want to make a second video about this. I watched a couple of videos. They just went through the basic information, but I didn't actually see the footage because everyone's scared. It's funny to see Star Trek's #1 shield, Ketwalski, was upset. Him and his punchable face were upset that he couldn't use any of the footage. So he didn't use any of the footage from this 1 minute preview or something, because Lower Decks had like a 15 or 20 or 30 second little preview for Discovery, and I watched that, and the only new thing that we saw was some shots of the bridge getting hit like they were in some sort of fire battle, and some sort of phenomena or some sort of light show, and the lines that basically there's something strange about the planet or something strange. So whether that's just, she's saying basically everything seems different, I'm different, so whether that's really anything interesting or if it was just some sort of shell shock from going through a time warp and crashing on a planet and crashing into a ship and then crashing on a planet or whatever. So who knows what that is either, but we will know in a week when I have to watch Discovery Season 3, Episode 1. I'm not looking forward to it. Yep. But I'm going to go. That's all I know. Basically, Kate Mulgrew appears to have sold out to put Janeway in Prodigy, and I would really like that to be wrong, and I'd like there to be some way for them to make this work. But everything else is pretty much what we expected. Nothing really new. Everyone just praising, from the little bit I saw, everyone just praising the shows, how much they love it, or wanting to be involved, or wanting a paycheck, or selling out their characters to be in this new Trek, which is not really Star Trek. I'm a bit surprised at Marina Sirtis, actually, because she was bitching about the show and not being invited back to the panel, the other panel, so it's a Star Trek Day. So was that just to try and put us off the scent that she was actually in the show, or was she generally upset about something? Who knows? I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'm actually going to go this time. Bye.